just working out, trying to get in shape. You know, got to get these muscles right. Got to stay in shape. It's important. You know how it is. A lot of us spend so much time trying to get our physical in shape. We're lacking in our mental. I mean, we have everything in place when it comes to our physical. Body just tight, on top flight, looking real good. But we're lacking in our mental. If you ask me, there's a great problem with that. See, we need to be paid equally, if not overpaid, when it comes to our mental and our spiritual, as well as emotional. Because a lot of us, we spend so much time on our physical, we forget about the other areas that needs to be worked on. Namely, most importantly, our spiritual. Our spiritual is what's going to keep us going, what's going to take us to the next level. Then we got to get our mental and our emotional in check along with that. See, I'm not saying don't work on your physical. What I'm saying is you have to create the balance with it all. You can't be excessive with your physical and let everything else just be lacking. If everything is on the outside in top flight, then everything on the inside need to be in top flight. Or else you're unkept, unmanaged. We need to change that. We need to do everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. To reverse that. Reverse that. We are so excessive in one area and lacking in other areas. And it keeps us unbalanced. Unbalanced. We spend so much time on our outward appearances. So much time on our outward appearances. How people will see us. How people will see us. We need to be more concerned with the perception of people, how they perceive us. How do you perceive me and those good things that I am? Outside of my physical. We need to be dealing with the core of ourselves. Those things that's going to build us up, that's going to take us to our, what I always refer to, our next level or our better tomorrow. We need to be more concerned with that. Yes, it's a wonderful thing. I see beautiful men, gorgeous men. Gorgeous men, face, body, everything, dressed nice, everything gorgeous, beautiful women, face, body, everything dressed nice. But then you sit down and you have a conversation with them and you realize that it's some major things lacking up here. This up here is not beautiful. This up in here is not gorgeous. We're just dressed nice on the outside. Lacking majorly. Major. It's time that we start addressing that and fix that. See, everybody wants to walk out the house and be instantly seen and remembered for how they looked. I want you to come in contact with me and be instantly, and I want to be instantly remembered in your mind for what I gave off to you. What I gave you mentally, what I gave you spiritually, what I gave you emotionally. I want to be looked at beyond the physical. If a blind man came into contact with me, I would like for him to know, see, and feel the beauty that I possess. The fact that he is blind, he knows nothing of the physical. Nothing of the physical. We need to change our mindset. We need to change those things that we put in high importance to us. That your physical is not what's most important. Everybody, just wants you to see that. And I think that most people just want you to see that so that all you can concentrate on is that, so that you'll forget about the things that they're lacking in their mental, spiritual, and emotion. So that you won't see how weak they are in those other areas. That is my belief. That is my belief. Then there are some people who are strong in some of those areas, but then other areas not so much. We need to make sure that we are strong in all areas. We need to make sure that we are striving to be strong in all areas. We need to make sure that our spiritual is connected on a level higher than anything higher than physical, higher than emotional, higher than mental. Because honestly, with the spiritual, the mental gonna come. After the mental come your emotional builds, and then after that, then your physical, and then we have our pyramid. We have the wrong things at the top of our pyramid. At the top of your pyramid should always be your spiritual. And from your spiritual, everything else goes. Everything else starts to fall into place. It's a ranking order. And you cannot substitute the order. Doing that only causes confusion and conflict. And there is, in fact, no order. And a lot of us have no order in our lives because we do not have at the forefront, at the top of our pyramid, what we need to have at the top of our pyramid, which is our spiritual strength, building in our spiritual strength. And from that, it will take us to our emotional and mental, and then we can build on our physical and make sure that's in order. But there is a process to everything, and we have to make sure that we're doing things and we're aligned the way that it should be aligned, in accordance with what it was intended to be. It was not intended for us to be so vain. We've lost all sight of our spiritual. All sight of our spiritual. We've put off our mental. Reason being, the reason I say that is because we allow our mental to be controlled by what we see others do. What we see others do. Now we can see somebody and they got on this or that and we want it. We want it. We see how they look in it. Is it appropriate for them? No, it's not appropriate for them. So it won't be appropriate for you. There is a certain amount of modesty that we have to come to the table with whenever we do anything. Anything. Modesty. We have to make sure that we're doing things in a righteous and dignified way. Is it dignified for the parts of your body to be hanging out of your shirt and it's not just for women. This is for men too, because we as humans are beautiful. But I hate to see a man walking about with no shirt on, just chest all hanging out. That's not for me. That's not for the whole world. Modesty. Modesty. Cover yourself. Cover yourself. It's having a level of respect for self. Cover yourself. Women with chest all busting out and behind all hanging out. Cover yourself. Modesty. That's not for everyone. But we all want to be remembered by our physical. Our physical. Now what happens when the physical fades away? Because it will in fact fade away. What are you left with? You have no morals, you have no principles, you have no integrity, you have no dignity. What are you left with? You're not respectful. You're not trustworthy. You're not loving. You're not kind. You're not sincere. You're not compassionate. You're not devoted. You're not dedicated. You're not gentle. You're not caring. You're not unselfish. What are you left with? Nothing. Nothing. Because the one thing that you put so much energy and effort into has failed you, and it most certainly will fail us at some point in time. The physical will fail you. Your mental, your spiritual, your emotional, you build it up strong, it will never fail you. It will never fail you. It will always lead you. It will always be your strength and your guidance in everything that you do. But because you want to put so much emphasis on that which will benefit you not in the years to come, you leave yourself deprived of the virtues of this life. It is sad, it is unfortunate, and it must be changed. It must be changed. Do we think so less of ourselves that all we have to offer is the shell of who we are? Because our soul has not come into contact with that which is greater than us, so we do not know how powerful, how important, and how meaningful we are in this life. All we have is the shell of what we are. It is just a shell. It is just a shell, and it will surely fail you. It will surely fail you. We have to be mindful that it will fail you. We have to look at ourselves and be grateful. Yes, thank you. You created a beautiful being. Yes, you did. But at the same time, age comes. If I am blessed, age will come. And this skin won't be so tight anymore. This complexion won't be so caramel brown anymore. Right? Things will change. Things will change. These teeth will fall out of my mouth. This body will be sagging. Right? These bones will give way. So why? Why let that be the most important thing that I concentrate on when I know for a fact there are so many more things that once gained will never leave me? Once gained will never leave me. This will surely leave me. Surely it will. We need to change the way we think. We need to change the way we're operating in this life. We need to change our morals and our principles and put them at the top of our pyramid. We need to start rebuilding the structure of who we are inside first and out. When you come into contact with me and see me before the presentation. See me as a righteous, dignified individual. Because the way I come to you, I will present myself as such. Inside and out. Therefore, you have no choice but to deal with me on the level in which you met me. The level in which I presented myself to you. Righteous and dignified. A lot of us are presenting ourselves as things that we don't want people to treat us as, to interact with us as. If you present yourself as one thing, you can rest assured that the likelihood of an individual treating you as such is great. It's great. We need to walk talk, and be the part all the time. Walk it, talk it, and be it all the time. We have to let everything that we do, everything that we stand for, manifest in our inward and outward appearances. We have to make sure that when people interact with us, they interact with the core of who we are and do not get blinded, sidetracked by those things on the outside of us. It is very, very important. We have to stop putting so much energy and effort on this physical shell that will surely fail us, and start concentrating on those things that will never forsake us. Never forsake us. It is very, very important that we change the way we view ourselves, because that's in fact how it starts. How you view yourself. You view yourself as only a physical being. Therefore, you put all your energy and effort into your physical. I view myself as a spiritual being. Therefore, I put all my energy and effort into my physical. In my spiritual. And from my spiritual, it manifests into every other area of my life. Mental, emotional, physical, financial, on and on and on and on. And the reward is greater. The reward is greater when you put to the forefront that which is most important for you. We are spiritual beings. Why are we being led by the physical? We are not physical beings. We are spiritual. We just allow our physical to take precedence over that which is most important. That which should be most important. And we have to change that. We have to reverse that. We have to go back in time. We got to fix what's been broken in our lives. It is very, very, very important. Let's live beyond our physical. Embrace what is spiritually embedded in us. What's mentally derived, that we're being deprived of mentally. We are in fact being deprived of our mental strength because we do not have ourselves aligned with our spiritual. And from that, we are also hindering ourselves from our emotional strength and place of being, because it all works in connection. Like I said, it's a pyramid, and you have to start from the top and work your way down. And you cannot put the pieces of that pyramid in the wrong place. They do not fit. They never will fit. You cannot force them. You cannot force them. Some of us are walking around, instead of our pyramid being as it should, an upright structure, it's like this. Yes. We're losing. The very people that are doing that, we are losing. So let's change that around. Let's get back to basics. Put our spiritual at the forefront of everything that we do. And I'm not saying abandon your physical and stop working on your physical. You need that to keep yourself strong and going and live a longer life and stay healthy, so on and so forth. It all works together. But what I'm saying is, let's not put so much attention on it. Let's not allow our physical to be the first thing that a person meets. The first thing that a person sees when they come into contact with us. The only thing that a person remembers about us. Let's not let our physical lead everything, every aspect of our lives. Let's let our spiritual, then mental, then emotional take the front seat always. If you have to choose those three first. spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. Create the pyramid. MJK.